If you found this video, then you've generally heard the term overlanding a few times before. But what exactly is overlanding? Well, blatantly put, it's vehicle-dependent travel, where your main goal is the journey itself, not the destination. Often, it involves off-road capable vehicles, and using them to travel scenic trails and to see the most beautiful of locations that you cannot reach by conventional means. Now then, that being said, having a four-wheel drive is not always necessary, and that brings us to our first minimum requirement: some sort of vehicle. Ever since we've started getting into overlanding, we've seen many different types of vehicles, including ones with front-wheel drive, rear wheel, all-wheel, and of course four-wheel drive. And we've learned over our travels that 4x4 is a luxury, but not mandatory. Don't get me wrong, I would much rather have my all-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive because, let's face it, those vehicles can go places that no amount of driver skill can bring you. But it is by no means necessary. Having a set of good tires and knowing how to drive will take you almost anywhere you want to go. And when it comes to vehicles, it's all about what that person wants to accomplish, where they plan on going. You may be surprised how far your current rig can actually take you. Just do your research of the area that you wish to travel. Oh, and don't choose a location that would require 30-inch tires and a locker. Up next on our minimal requirements is camping. For its majority, overlanding is about going off-grid and self-sustainment, meaning that you should outfit your rig for surviving a few days while you're out exploring. You can never truly be over-prepared, so you should plan on bringing a lot of gear with you. The basics including food, water, and shelter, and then even going as far as tools like hatchets or fire starters. And most definitely bring a medical or first aid kit. Once all these are covered, if you have any extra space, then you can start bringing luxuries. But we won't touch on that too much as this is just a minimalist list. So we're going to move on to one of the most important things when you're going to embark on a new expedition. And that, of course, is traveling with a friend and an extra vehicle. Traveling with a buddy has many benefits, not just having the good company around. If you get into a really bad situation while you're out wheeling and need to perform some sort of vehicle recovery, doing it all on your own can be a difficult task. There's also the benefit of having another body around to help set up camp. At the very minimum, you should tell a few people where you will be traveling to and when you expect to return. In the event that your plan goes off the rails, help won't be too far behind. One more thing to consider is that this is not a cheap hobby. You can get your foot in the door if you already have a bunch of camping gear, but once you start to consider that you'll have to modify your vehicle, at least a little bit to better overcome trail challenges, your checkbook will begin to suffer. Even just sticking to the minimum, and once you start to get invested, you'll want to keep modifying. It's addicting. And with more and more companies getting involved with overlanding, well, there's more gear on the market than ever before. Overlanding is built upon the spirit of adventure and self-reliance. The idea of traveling into the wilderness carrying only the essential gear for what you need is very desirable to many people. But perhaps what truly separates overlanding from camping is the role your transportation plays in the adventure itself. And that's truly all you need. That and the willingness to go explore. You've got to start somewhere, and the best time to learn is now. There is a lot to see out there, and the overland community is a very friendly one. This is just a minimalist list, and there's so much more involved with it. Join us as we deep dive into overlanding later down the road. This is Jake with Adventure GT, and I'll catch you later.